Welcome back to Wegs Garage. Today we're going to be installing this trunk seal on our 1964 Triumph TR4. And unlike most of the time on this program, I already know that this isn't going to fit right. So we're going to be making some modifications to this seal to get it to fit and to get the trunk to close properly. And we'll show you what we did and go from there. Stay tuned. We've got our seal just loosely fit into place here, and I'll show you why I know this isn't going to work. So this seal is it's kind of a foam rubber material. It's pretty squishy, but when I go to close the trunk, which previously fit quite well, you can see it really doesn't close all the way, and you can push on it quite a bit and it still doesn't want to go down. So the seal is quite a bit too thick. So I think we're gonna have to modify it in a few places to make it work. In most spots it seems like this little slot actually needs to be a little bit deeper. So I think what we can do is kind of take a knife and run along here to just deepen that slot a little bit so that this will all come down a little bit further. Now on the other hand, in the back area here, it does seem like it fits quite well. So I think we're gonna have to be selective about where we make the modifications to make this thing actually seal well. All right, so to check the fit on the trunk seal, I'm going to have my lovely assistant, Dad, here. And we're going to use a piece of paper to kind of check the seal around. So what we do is we slide this paper through here and then close the trunk on top of that. And basically, if it's fitting well, you shouldn't be able to pull the paper out. So that's how we kind of know that this top area here is sealed pretty well, is because that paper fits well there. Again, so pretty good fit there, and then this part actually sits nice and flush as well. So this back part here, I don't think we're going to want to modify that part of the seal at all. Now the rest of the seal is quite a different story. Putting the paper here, you can tell that up here it's nice and tight, whereas down here it's kind of able to pull in and out. So somewhere in here it gets a little bit too tight, and I suspect that would just continue all the way around. So we're going to have to make that a little bit smaller to make this trunk fit right.
I mean, that's pretty tight right here. Mm-hmm. But right in this area is where she starts to slip. Yeah. The other side's probably the same way. Yeah, I think right about there. Okay.
Well, now I'm kind of thinking we need to go all the way from the mark around to the other mark that you made up. So I think it's going to be a lot easier to do if we take it off the car, get it on the bench, and then just come all around from about here to about here. Here you can see the original bottom of this slot, and then you can see where we've kind of cut right along one edge there to deepen it maybe like 1/8 of an inch or so. We have our trunk seal fitting pretty nicely now. We did cut the slits a little bit deeper in this area right here just to get the trunk to kind of close down against this, but it is fitting pretty nicely now. I'll close it here so you can see. You do have to just push down on it slightly to get it to latch right now. I think that's going to be good because I think over time these seals are going to kind of get conformed to the shape of the trunk. So for a little while I think it's going to be a little bit tight, and then I think it's going to kind of loosen up and fit a lot better. I do think our particular car, the trunk lid or the bodywork lines, they just don't match exactly. Maybe this is common, I'm not sure, but you can see that this back part of the boot lid here is kind of out away from the body, whereas in the center right here we're pretty much flush with this. So it's almost like the outside is maybe a little bit further out than the center, but it's not too noticeable just when you're looking at the car from most angles because that's kind of hidden down there, so not a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
So with everything fitting together, we can get the seal attached to the car permanently, and we're going to do that using this 3M weather strip adhesive. This is black. I think it also comes in a couple other colors, but that goes inside that little slit in the seal and make sure that water can't get up inside there, and it also holds it on permanently. So we're going to get to work on that now. Right, so that's it. The seal is in. The weather strip adhesive is, I don't know, it's kind of a mess, but it's not too hard to work with it. Just got to get it inside the seal and squeezed around the flange. And you just need a few clamps because as you go, it kind of dries and sticks into place. So we just kind of worked our way around like so. And then in the center, just cut it a little bit long and pushed it back and just glued the two pieces together in the center there. So that turned out pretty darn nice. Would you like to do the honors?
Sure.
There it is.
You like that?
Very
You
nice.
I think we're good. We did a paper test and it's tight all the way around. These seals, and we ran into it in the cockpit, on the windshield, and a lot of other places. I don't know what they put in 1964, but the seals you get new today are better seals, but they're fatter and you got to compensate for it. and that makes it a little bit of a hassle, but this baby's tight. Mark, I don't think showed it on camera, but we ran the paper test all the way around here, and you can't pull the paper between the boot lid and the seal without ripping it. So we're tight. I think we're going to be good here.
One other quick note here before we go. The seal has one side that's kind of taller than the other, and this is the proper orientation here. The taller side goes towards the trunk opening, and the shorter side goes on the outboard side all the way around. All right, so that's a wrap for our trunk or boot seal replacement on our 1964 Triumph TR4. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time. Later. Make sure you keep the mice away from your seals.